Hello, 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 hello. How are you? Moving on in the Sharknado franchise with Sharknado 2, the second one. You go over here. You two surface with white up there. I don't know. But anyway. Alright, so after the first one, this one starts on a plane. And the sharks come, and then Finn has to reconnect with his family in New York and try to save them as well as people of New York. So while this still has a serious tone to it, this is where the cameos start. You got Kelly Osbourne, you got Andy Dick, Judah Freelander, world champion, and many other ones. Al Roker. And it's just like, this is where it starts. And why did it have to go there? Because like the first one, while being cheesy, was still like very much a straight up horror, straight up creature feature. This one is getting into territories of a parody. And once you get into the more sequels, I mean, you get the first of the wrestler cameos, and from this one, you have one in 3, 4, and 5. And this one is Kurt Angle, who plays like a fire chief, I think he is. And one of the things that's kind of, I'm going to say one of the things I do like about this is that Tara Reid's not in it that much. Beginning of the film, she gets her hand bit off by one of the sharks, and then she's in the hospital for most of the film. So then Finn is now off to save his sister, his brother-in-law, and their children. And then that's split in half. Finn finds his brother-in-law, their friend, played by Judah Freelander, and their other friend, Sky, played by Vivica A. Fox, I think it is. And then you have his sister with her two friends and the daughter. Well, also, the son is over there too. But the two friends end up dead because of the sharks. And so then it's just them, and they reconnect in this building. And then April shows up at the end. And it's very cheesy, the ending, because the shark that bit up April's hand shows up. The hand falls off. He catches it. Still got the gun in earlier, by the way. And then he takes the ring off and puts it on her other hand. Basically reproposing to her again, I guess. I don't know. It's cheesy. I do like they get this cab driver played by Judd Hirsch. And he's one of the better things in this film. Doesn't come back again. But he's their cab driver through this film, which is cool. I liked it. The first thing they try to do is try to blow up the Sharknado like in the first one. But much as we've seen in sequels, things get bigger and better, and you can't stop it that way that you used to. So they have to go a different way. And Judah Freelander gets eaten by a shark. You have a cameo from Richard Kind playing some baseball legend. I think he ends up dead. A Fox gets electrocuted to death. All trying to save humanity, of course. For her, anyway. Yeah, not much to say about this one. The effects are the same as the Asylum. They're not going to get any better. This one is a little more, it's cheesier than the first one, where it was cheesy but serious. This one, you get the cameos and you get the constant, like, starting with this one, in every film, you get constant cuts to the news stations and what they're talking about and everything. And I get it. In disaster movies like this, you would get that. But it's almost becoming self-parody when you do that. Because it's not only these, you get fictional reporter characters, but this is actual reporter characters. You got actual Today Show hosts, Al Roker and stuff like that. And then later you'll have Kathy Lee Gifford and Hoda Kotb and stuff like that actually playing themselves or fictional versions of themselves. and that's where you get the self-parody. I have a great respect for this franchise, but for me, this is where it kind of starts, and it spirals out of control later. They don't mention Finn and April's kids here. Well, I think they don't show up. They mention them. And in all honesty, their son doesn't show up till the fourth film again. And then they recast the daughter in the third film. So, yeah. And no Nova, even though she was written in at the end to survive, she's not even in this film or mentioned. Yeah. I think that, like, the thing with Nova is she's in, like, every other film. She's in the first one, not this one. The third one, but then sort of in the fourth one. But they don't follow that, where that leaves off. So, I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah, we're going to get into more kind of weirdness. As far as this goes, I think it's a decent follow-up. Not a great follow-up, but decent at best. I mean, Ian Ziering kind of keeps this franchise together going forward because he's the main driving force of this franchise. And, yeah, that's what really, And starting with this film, what they do with the character of April Wexler Shepard, played by Tara Reid, is just, I don't know. And when we get to the last Sharknado, I'm going to have some feelings about that. But as this goes, it's a decent follow-up. Nothing special. It's one of those sequels that are, But I guess the popularity of Sharknado kept it going. We got more. But, yeah. So, I'm going to have to give Sharknado 2 a 7. I think it's decent. Not as good as the first. But it's going to get a 7. So what are your thoughts on Sharknado 2, the second one? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I've been Scotty. See you in the next one.